all, welcome back to Anitronics. In this video, we'll see about TensorFlow framework. I mean how to use it exactly to create deep learning models. So do subscribe and hit the bell icon to be updated with my new videos. Now let's get into the video. Introduction to TensorFlow. In this, first we will see what exactly are these tensors. So in TensorFlow, the data will be represented in the form of tensors. A tensor is a multi-dimensional array in which data is stored. Hence, they are considered as the building blocks in TensorFlow. Now, these very tensors are given as the input to the neural network. As I have said, a tensor is nothing but an n-dimensional array. The number of dimensions used to represent the data is known as rank. From the below table, you can see if the tensor has only magnitude and no direction, then its rank is 0. And if it has both magnitude and direction in one plane, then its rank is 1. Similarly, if a tensor has magnitude and direction in two planes, then its rank is 2. And this goes on higher based on the order. Here you can see some of the examples of tensors, that is a vector of dimension 6 as it has both magnitude and direction in one plane, and then a matrix 6 by 4 and another tensor with other dimensions 4 by 4 by 2. Now let us see what is a computational graph. As the name itself tells, TensorFlow is a combination of two things, that is a tensor and flow. Here the data will be stored in tensors, but the execution is done in the form of a graph. So this is not like a traditional programming where we just write a bunch of lines, everything is executed in sequence. Here first we need to prepare this computational graph, and then this computational graph is executed inside something known as session. In this computational graph, all mathematical operations are depicted inside the nodes and all the tensors are represented on the edges. So the entire computation process is done in two stages. In the initial step, the code is depicted onto the computational graph, and in the second step, a new session environment is started and the graph is executed in the session. Now, let's look at the program elements in TensorFlow. There are totally 3 program elements in TensorFlow as constant, placeholder and variable. So first, let us know about the constants. Constants are program elements whose values does not change, or I can say it is fixed. So this is the syntax for constant. Now let's head on to the Jupyter notebook and work with these constants. So first task you need to do here is to import the TensorFlow framework. For this, you need to type import TensorFlow as TF. Click run and wait until importing is done. Yeah. Now let's go ahead and start working with constants. So to be a bit clear, let us type constants. Okay, so first let us create a constant of name C1. So for this the syntax is tf dot constant, and here inside the braces we need to give the value of constant. So let it be 10. Now let me create another constant which is of floating type, that will be C2 is equals to tf dot constant, and let the value be 4.12. Next, I want to create another constant of string type, so let that be C3 is equals to cf dot constant, and let the string be queer. And now I want another constant which is of boolean type, so C4 is equals to tf dot constant, and let the value be true. Okay, so click run. Now these constants are saved. Let us print these values. Print C1, C2, C3 and C4. Let us run it. So here we can see that the first constant is of integer type, and the second constant is of float type, and the third constant is of string type, and the fourth constant is of boolean type. If you observe, we only have the data types of all those tensors, but we don't have the actual values. This is because, as I have already told you guys, we have to create computational graph and execute that computational graph inside a session, but we didn't create a session yet. So I also need to tell you one thing, that in TensorFlow 2.1.0 you need not create any specific sessions, and you can directly get the values by keeping TF in front of this print function. So for this, what we need to write is TF dot print in the same C1, C2, C3 and C4. Let us print it. Sorry, let us run it. Now we got the actual values of those constants. Hereby I will repeat the process again. So first we could have to create all the constants, and we have to create the session, and inside this session we have to run all these constants. But this is for the earlier versions of TensorFlow. In the latest version of TensorFlow, you need not create any sessions. You can directly print the values using this tf.print. Now let us try some simple operations on these constants. First, let us perform some addition and multiplication of two constants. Let one constant be CA is equals to TF dot constant, and let that value be 29, and then let other constant be CB is equals to TF dot constant, and let this be 28. And now A is equals to CA plus CB, and B is equals to CA plus CB. And now TF dot print A comma B. This should be into asterisk. Okay, so this is for one constant, and CB is for other constant, and then the addition of CA and CB I have given to A, and the multiplication result CA and CB multiplication result is given to B, and I'm printing those two values using tf.print A comma B. Now let's run it. Okay, we got the values as 51 and 812. Okay, up to now we saw operations on scalars, but we also know that tensors will be in higher dimensions. Also now let us perform operations on them. Now let us create a constant C1 TF dot constant, and let us give a series of values here. Okay, now let us create another constant C2, and let us give those values as 55, 44, 33, 22 and 11. Now I want to perform the same addition and multiplication operations. Okay, or else we perform addition and subtraction operations. So A is equals to C1 plus C2, and B is equals to C1 minus C2, and then for printing those TF dot print A comma B. Okay, let's run it. So we got the sum of 11 and 55 is 66, 22 and 44 is 66 and all, and then the difference between 11 and 55 is minus 44. Like that we have got the actual values of those two operations. Now let us perform some operations on strings. Okay, let one string be s1 is equals to tf dot constant, and the string will be the mind is and the other constant be df dot constant everything. Okay, now a is equals to s1 plus s2 df dot print a. Okay, here I am adding these two strings and storing the result in a, and I am printing using tf dot print of a. Run it, and we got the result as the mine is everything. So this is all about constants. Now let us see about placeholders. When it comes to placeholders, we don't have to provide an initial value and can specify during the runtime. This allows us to build a computational graph without needing the data. So this is the syntax for a placeholder, where tf dot placeholder is the syntax, and in braces we need to give the data type of the variable, which will substitute later on during execution. But in this TensorFlow 2.0 we don't need the syntax. Let's see what you need to do. Now let's get back to Jupyter Notebook. Okay, first we need to define the operation for creating a placeholder. So for that, define mul of. As I want to do a multiplication operation, I have given it mul of and a, and then return a into 2, and then print mul of 10. Okay, so here first I have defined the multiplication operation as a into 2, where a is the placeholder, and then I have given the value of this placeholder here as 10. So let's run it. We got the value as 20. What exactly happened is, during the time of execution here, I have assigned the value of 10 to a. That will be automatically taken during the time of execution, and this is the use of placeholder. Now let us see another one using this placeholder. Let that be addition. Add op at a comma b, return a plus b. Okay, now let's print add up 10, 20. Okay, here both a and b are the placeholders, and whose values are taken as 10 and 20 during the time of execution. Now let's run it. We got the values of we got the value of addition as 30, that is the sum of 10 and 20 is 30. Now let us use placeholder along with strings. So for that, define add operation itself, and let that be string 1. Okay, and then return I am plus string 1, and print add of string 1 is equals to the value of that be Chris. Okay, now let's, here the string 1 is the placeholder, and I have given its value as Chris, and now let's hit run. Okay, we got the value as I am Chris. This is all about placeholders, and then let us see about variables now. Okay, a variable is a program element which allows us to add a new trainable parameters to the graph, and this is the syntax for a variable. Here tf dot variable is the syntax, and where in the braces is we need to give the value and the data type. So now let's get back to the Jupyter notebook and work on these variables. Okay, so for creating a variable, what we need to do is let that be variable 1, as we saw the syntax as tf dot variable and let the value of this variable be 10 and its data type is integer. Okay, now run it. Okay, this is saved, and let's print that value tf dot print where 1. Okay, run. We got the value of this variable as 10. So we can also change the value of variables using assign function. So for that, what you need to do is let variable be v is equals to tf dot variable and let this value be 111, and I want to change the function. So sorry, I want to change the value. So for this I am using v dot assign, and I want that value to be 222, and then I'm printing it using tf dot print of v. Okay, let's run it. You got the value as 222. As we have used assign function, it has changed the value of 111 to 222. Okay, now let us perform some other operations on these variables. Using both placeholder and variables, that is let us create a linear model. For that, what we need to do is first create a variable using tf dot variable 10 comma tf dot that type is 32. So next b in 32, that is integer, and then b is equals to tf dot variable and 5 comma tf dot and 32 and define linear model x, and let that equation be a into x plus b, and linear model, let the x value be 3 dot numpy. Okay, now here what I did is I have taken two variables a and b, and then x is a placeholder here, and I have given the x value as 3 here. Now let's run it. Okay, we got it. We got the value as 35. As a value is 10, 10 into 3 is 30 plus 5 is 35. So we have given a single value for x here. Now let us try by giving a series of values to x. Okay, for x, what we need to do is I'm giving a series of values as 3, 5 and 7 and closing it. Okay, Now let's run it. So we got the series of values as a result also. So this is all about the introduction to TensorFlow. So if you have any doubts regarding this topic, please let me know through the comment section or mail me at anetronics.info@gmail.com. Thank you for watching this video.